Hello and welcome to my country garden. Well, we're at the beginning of March and you know what that means. There are so many seeds that you can get started now. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to focus on certain groups of seeds in each of my videos just to keep things, to a sensible length, I suppose. And today I'm going to be looking at brassicas. I've got 6 brassicas that I'm going to be sowing. And at the end, I've also got a couple of other things that I'm going to be popping in as well. So if you're interested in seeing what brassicas I'm sowing and potentially what you could sow, follow on in this video and hopefully you too can have some beautiful, bountiful brassicas later on in the year. In case you're wondering, I am in the chicken run, just keeping out of the weather and keeping my girls company since they're not allowed out at the moment, just to keep them protected from avian flu. But it's also very well appointed. I've got lovely seats and a table and it's very comfy in here to work, get things, seeds sown and transplanted and so on. So, what am I going to be sowing with regards to brassicas? Right, the first brassica that I'm going to be sowing today is a cabbage called Golden Acre. And I've grown this the past couple of years and get lovely, relatively small but really nice round cabbages and that taste lovely. So I'm going to sow these first and I'll just show you the setup. I've got basically just a full-size tray and I'm going to put each of the 6 brassicas in one row each. So I'll just bring you over. Right, so they're all going to be sowed in the same way, so I'm not going to sow all of them in front of you. I'll just go through the other brassicas I'm going to sow and then the other little seeds at the end. But just to give you a flavour, just open up the seed packet. And then just pop a few just in a single row. I think if I get 6 of these initially, I will be happy because they fit in a little. I can get 6 pretty much at a squeeze in a little 1 metre square bed. So that's those in, and I've got my label. And I've got 5 other labels in there for the other things I'm going to be sowing. Once I've sown everything, I'll cover this with a vermiculite and this will go with a propagator lid on into the polytunnel and I'll just let them germinate and grow on in there. Okay, what else am I going to grow then? So that was cabbage Golden Acre. Now next is going to be another cabbage called Greyhound, and of course most people will know this. The good greyhound cabbage, it's a pointed cabbage and a really good doer and again a really nice cabbage to eat as well. So the next one I'm going to be popping in is another cabbage, but it's different to the others in that it is a non-hearting cabbage. It's a bit like collard greens. Doesn't taste like collard greens, but like collard greens, it's it's leaves without the heart. It's called Lucia. You can see that there, Lucia F1. So I'm going to be popping that in. So that's 3 cabbages. The next thing I'm going to be popping in is a Brussels sprout. Now this Brussels sprout is a red one. I've never grown red Brussels sprouts before, and it's called Ruby Crunch F1. I think they're quite fairly small red sprouts, and I believe that they actually keep their colour when you cook them, so that should be really nice. Moving on from there, I'm going to be popping in a swede, and this one's called Gowrie. I've never grown this one before. I grew a swede called Tweed last year, which made me smile every time I said it. A swede called Tweed, but this year it's a swede called Gowrie, and they're going to get popped in. And finally, I am going to, in this tray, I'm going to be popping in some turnips, and these are purple Milan. I've got quite a lot of seeds. I got these from Premier Seeds, and look at the number of seeds you get. I'm going to have to grow lots of turnips this year. So I'm going to pop those in as well. So I'll get those done and then come back to you with the other seeds that I'm going to be popping in this little seed sowing session. Okay, there you go. That's my batch of brassicas done for today, but I've got a couple of other things I'm going to pop in now. Okay, what I'm also going to sow today is some rhubarb chard, which is great for cooking in stir fries and popping into soup and whatever, or having as baby leaves in salad, and they're absolutely scrummy. So yeah, rhubarb chard. The next thing that I'm going to pop in today is some beetroot. This is Pablo F1. I will pop in some other beets maybe later on in March actually, and perhaps I'll sow again depending on space April time. So Pablo F1. And actually I've got one other brassica that I didn't fit in that other tray, and that is kohlrabi. I did try and sow kohlrabi at the second half of last year, but it just didn't have enough time to get going, and I only got little tiny, less than golf ball sized bulbs of kohlrabi. So I'm going to start now, and hopefully I'll get some nice kohlrabi later on in the year. I'm going to sow these just in a similar fashion. I'm not using a half tray. I've actually got this little cell tray that I got flowers in. So as with the other one, there's actually seed sowing compost in with vermiculite mixed in, and it's been dampened. And I'll just, because there's like 3 rows if you like, I'll put 1 row of each of those veg in. And again, this will go into the polytunnel. Hello. There we go. Right, well I think that's a job well done. I'm really happy I've got those brassicas sown and the other bits and pieces. I'd love to hear what you're sowing at the moment. Please pop something in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now. Bye.